Think about the dangers you've navigated to reach this point. You survived. But is staying alive through endless threats just the secret to living? We are often taught that a smart life is a cautious one. We believe that successfully dodging conflict, staying quiet, and minimizing every possible risk is the hallmark of a successful strategy. In practice, this looks like stressing over a stack of bills late at night, avoiding a difficult but necessary conversation with a partner, or staying in a stagnant job because the unknown feels too dangerous. We tell ourselves these are calculated choices. In reality, they are immediate, knee-jerk reactions. We aren't choosing, we are reacting to fear. This creates a psychological baseline where every decision you make is designed specifically to prevent a loss rather than to achieve a gain. This illustrates the cost of constant safety. Every time a risk is deflected, your space visibly shrinks inward. By trying to protect yourself from every threat, you restrict your ability to move. When your life is dedicated solely to the act of survival, you aren't actually free. You are merely prolonging a state of constant, low-grade anxiety. Eventually, the external safety nets we spend years building will fail. A moment of total crisis arrives that your usual caution cannot prevent. This might be sudden financial ruin, the collapse of a support network, or a cascade of professional disasters hitting all at once. These events are brutal, but they serve a specific purpose. They are stress tests for your internal structure, designed to find the exact point where you snap. There are two things happening here. On the left is the highly visible chaos of the external world, variables you cannot control. On the right is a quiet, empty room, representing the invisible battle occurring inside your mind. The severity of the noise on the left doesn't determine the outcome. The only variable that leads to total failure is when the internal room on the right begins to collapse. This is a cognitive collapse. When adversity hits, you lose your presence of mind to panic. Once panic takes over, it triggers a relentless cycle of overthinking. This prevents any clear information from getting through. In this state, the brain stops calculating and starts reacting. It produces a series of rapid, irrational decisions that prioritize immediate relief over long-term stability. Most people look at the resulting wreckage and blame their bad luck or an unfair universe. But luck is rarely the culprit. In a crisis, what we call bad luck is usually just the natural consequence of losing internal control. The external storm of risks and societal chaos is a permanent feature of the world. It is never going to cease. The secret to navigating this isn't trying to make the rain stop. It is the ability to pull your senses back together every single time you are hit. This requires a deliberate recalibration. You have to force logic and presence of mind to override your biological instinct to spiral. Once you can maintain that internal state, the external storm loses its ability to dictate your direction. This is the difference between a survivor and a winner. A survivor is constantly exhausted by the effort of hiding. A winner is grounded by the effort of remaining present. When you are no longer blinded by panic, your behavior changes. You can take calculated risks and face conflicts directly because you are operating with absolute mental clarity. This shift alters the balance between you and your environment. You move from being the casualty of an event to the person capable of resolving it. When you master the storm inside, the noise clears. You stop fearing what might happen next, because you know that no matter the circumstances, you have the clarity to find the path through.